3, 2, 1. Good morning! It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? Whose idea was this? Oh, wait a minute, it was mine. That's why I'm still in bed. Me? You know who I am. I'm FayWhat? And I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too? If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand. It's Monday, March 6, 2023. I cannot believe it's March already. First, for Women's History Month, I will spotlight women in history that aren't usually spotlighted, that are usually overlooked. The FayWhat Show acknowledges the contribution made by these women in empowering our society. This week, we're going to talk about Stormé DeLarverie.
My name is Stormé DeLarverie. I was with the Jewel Box 14 years. I joined them in 1955 in January, and I left in September the 7th, 1969. I handled all the music. After the show was put together, I ran the show. I'd been in the business for such a long time. I'd been in it since 1939. I'd always been a singer, a big band singer. And the rest of it I knew. I grew up hard in New Orleans with my mixed blood. So I was my own responsibility. And I kept the touch of class. And it was very easy. All I had to do was just be me. And let people use their imaginations. It never changed me. I was still a woman. For the Jewel Box, let's see. That was in the winter of 1946. The club was on the Venetian Causeway, and I used to go in to visit. And then one day they needed some help, and I said, well, I'll come over. And it was kind of a gag. Everybody said, no, you can't do it, you won't do it. And I said, okay, I'll come over for 6 months while I stayed 14 years. Only because everybody said it couldn't be done. See, what the boys are adding, you have to take away. They're adding the hips and the busts, and you're taking away. You're doing just the opposite. You're taking away from it. You're trying to compensate. In other words, your face doesn't match your body, but when you're on stage, it looks that way. Men's jackets were loose, but the pants were skin tight. And if I ever took my jacket off on stage, the dirt was out. But you know, the strange thing is, I never moved any different than I had when I was wearing women's clothes. The only thing changed, they only saw what they wanted to see. And they believed what they wanted to believe. You couldn't fool children, though. The little ones, never. You tell them, that, oh, that's a guy, and they say, oh, no, that's a lady. Some say sir, and some say ma'am, and that's the way it is. I never change expression. It makes no difference to me.
Will be many other nights like this.
The day I slow down, they'll be sprinkling my ashes to the four winds.
Stormé DeLarverie. I know I said it wrong 3 different times, so I'm so trying to say it right because she was an incredible, incredible woman. So nobody knows for sure who threw the first punch at the Stonewall uprising in New York City in 1969, but it's widely believed that it could have been Storm, a lifelong gay rights activist and drag performer who died in 2014. Prior to her participation in Stonewall, DeLarverie was a groundbreaking drag performer whose publicity photographs show a dandyish approach to zoot suits and black ties. The gender-fluid dressing has become a major force in fashion over the past few seasons, but DeLarverie's approach to style is an early striking instance of that. What are we all talking about? Hi, honey.
Oh, hello.
I like how you just end up in bed like that.
Hello.
It's like Bewitched. I go like this. Ding, 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 ding. And the beautiful gay boy just, aparece right there. Blue, 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 blue.
Yeah.
So, Women's Spotlight, welcome to Women's History Month, and here we are.
Very much.
And what a wonderful way to start. I had to spotlight Storm just because of the rumors that, she was actually the first one that started all the crap at Stonewall.
Yeah.
And the fact that, she always dressed in men's clothing, but she was a woman trailblazing, breaking ceilings everywhere she went.
We stand on their shoulders. If it wasn't, so, obviously what happened was, I believe Judy Garland just died and everybody was like pissed off anyway. So, but the police just came one too many times. They had enough. And Storm apparently was the first one to tell them to go F themselves, and she threw the brick. And if she didn't throw the brick, then it wouldn't have evolved into, I think there's a movie out. It's sort of like sugar-coated, and to just sort of like make it more commercial. No, it's I don't want to say freaks in a bad way, but it's these people that were out of the circle, left of center, that just said F it and just, created what is history and where we are today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and
amazing.
You know how we were talking before the show about why we have so many prides, right? Because there's heteros and there's those right wingers that are like, why do you need so many prides? Why do you need to celebrate again this year?
We should have a straight pride.
We should have a straight
freaking
pride.
day is straight pride.
Our whole lives are straight pride. And Stonewall, that was a protest.
Yeah.
Prides began as a protest to show our numbers, to show how much we shine no matter what.
And to shine and to say that we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Sorry.
Yeah,
we're
that's
here.
it. And once, and that, surprises me today, Alex. Oh, sorry, Alex Tigas. Yay! You know him. He's my gay boy in bed. He's an adult entertainer and he does it all. Follow him on social media. My favorite times in bed lately are with him. I've told my wife that too.
Actually, mine too. Now, now that you put it that way.
So they would go into bars like Stonewall back in the late 60s, and basically they would arrest you and then publicize your name in the paper.
There were no rights. You could lose your job. Everything is gone just because you were
in there
a deviant.
Ooh, that's what it was called.
That's
a deviant.
You were a deviant. So you have this job, and then they put your full name on there with your picture
in the newspaper.
And you're out.
And that was back when people read the newspaper.
Yeah.
So imagine you've got a job, or you're in the closet, or your family doesn't know, or all kinds of different things.
A government job. Maybe you're a psychiatrist, or
maybe you're a freaking doctor.
Or maybe you're a doctor. Yeah, can you imagine? I don't know.
And, someone like Storm was like, that's it. We've had enough,
Yeah.
And I sometimes wonder, Alex, when will we have enough? You know what I mean? Every day I'm hearing these horrible stories, these anti-trans bills, all the crazy stuff that DeSantis is trying to pull now. We can't even say that somebody has homophobia because, we could end up in jail. It's...
Well, I mean, you have enough when you have, you have enough when you have enough, it depends on when they get you. It's just the right place at the right time. And then they just go for it, because it just reaches a certain level where you're like, I pay my fucking taxes.
Yeah.
I pay my taxes. Yeah. You pay your taxes. Why am I getting...
Why who I sleep with is so important to you. Why? I'm not paying your bills and you're not paying mine, you know? I mean?
So it's just... I pay my taxes, I vote, and that's what we have to do. And that's when you say enough is enough.
Yeah,
You
that's
vote,
how
you vote.
you vote. So all you people out there, you heard Alex, okay? It's the truth.
Well-
It's and I know it sounds kind of like stupid, like it sounds silly, you
Yeah.
know, it's something so
Yeah.
a 4-letter word, but it's
Yeah.
so damn important.
Right.
You know, and I think that many people in our community are like, those people aren't working for us.
right.
You know, why do I bother voting?
All of a sudden, abortion rights are out the window. And
And everybody's like, how'd that happen?
How did-
Because you
how
didn't
did that
vote,
happen?
bitch. Because you didn't
are
vote.
you not watching Handmaid's Tale? That's how it happened.
God, wow. Well, Stormé DeLarverie, we are thinking about you.
Thank
Rest in
you.
peace. We are on your shoulders,
stand on your
definitely.
shoulders,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, maybe if she was alive today, she'd be non-binary, or maybe she would be, you know, trans, and she would have that freedom to
Yeah.
be her true, authentic self. But during that time when you weren't allowed to even breathe the word gay,
Yeah.
God, she encompasses what so many of us don't have the cojones to do.
Right. I couldn't imagine.
I don't know. I might have been in the closet back then.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Ugh.
I don't know.
I can't imagine myself in the closet, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Alex, gorgeous Alex, you know that he's on that show. What is the DILFs? For the love of DILFs.
No, actually, this was so. In the third episode, I decided to leave. I left because my mental health was like, I was freaking out. Like I needed to get back into recovery, and I needed to get back into my program and sobriety. And I told them, I said, like, I had just ended an engagement like 8 months ago. So I'm like, my heart is just like all over the place. So like, how am I going to be the best? Well, how am I going to be the best person for you if I don't have the tools to be the best person for me? So that means that I need to work on myself, and it wasn't fair to him. He needed to sort of like, you know, see who else was there because.
So let's set the stage real quick, okay? So it was the show is called For the Love of DILFs,
Yes,
all
For the
right?
Love of DILFs.
And it's on Out TV,
Yes.
and it's a reality show.
Yes.
And when was this filmed? Can you say that?
Yeah, we filmed it in August.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you filmed it last year.
We filmed it last year, and
that was only a few months after you had broken up with your ex-fiance.
in December, I had the relationship was the December before. So I was just like trying to get my shit together, and they called me for this opportunity, and I was like, you know what? Why not? You know, I've never done it before. I think that I'm ready, you know, for the opportunity. And then I get there, and there's a lot of tension in the house. You know, it's a reality show, so there are a lot of personalities.
Lots of strong personalities.
There are six grown men in their 30s and 40s, and I think Tony was 50 in his 50s. And then there are these little kids, these little WeHo, West Hollywood, 20-somethings, TikTok and Instagram, like just sort of like, and I mean, it's wonderful to watch, like, because they're so free, and there's, like, they just do their thing. So there's a lot of personality clashing, and in the middle of it, I'm just sort of like, my head's gonna explode. I can't do this.
Was it long days?
It was long days. There were a lot of competitions. We were trying to get to sort of, get to know our guy that we were interested in. There was like risk of elimination. We might get eliminated today. There's a new daddy coming in. There's a new himbo leaving. There's like this and that. Who's getting eliminated? And in the last elimination, I just raised my hand and I said, I got to get out of here.
No need to eliminate anybody. I'm eliminating myself.
I'm eliminating myself. Yeah, and it was for the best because still not ready. I tried again. She needs a little more work.
But what do you mean you tried again?
I had in October, I had tried to go and, I started dating.
Okay.
No.
And you're still not ready.
No,
but
no.
understand that, okay, they say that it takes like double the time you were with somebody to get over it when it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, you understand? Like, when it's, when at least one of you thinks it's real, and it takes time. And at least for me, like if I would go after a breakup, I would F everything that moved.
Oh my God.
Everything. I'm sorry. 7-Eleven guy, you're getting it.
They're hot. Some of them are hot.
Oh my God, some are super hot. The little dreads. Oh, I'm all about it. Anyway, so I F'd everything that moved for a couple of months. And I was not thinking about me or my sobriety or anything. And then, you hit a place where you're like, oh my God, my sobriety's effed, my life is effed, all because my heart is broken. I got to start doing some work to fix this.
You got to do the work. You have to do the work.
There's no way around it.
You got to be able to you got to be able to treat that person the way you want to be treated. You're
a new person, the next person.
You have to make sure you learned from what you did and apply it to the new relationship. communication. Talking is like such a...
Well, and that's the big problem right there. A lot of gay boys will go from one relationship to another, and whatever the old guy did, you think that the new guy is going to do that, and that's not fair to your new relationship. He hasn't done shit to you, and you're already going, no, you're going to cheat on me because of blah, blah, blah.
No, it's so funny you're saying this because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fuck it up because I know you're going to fuck it up anyway. And that's not what I want to do anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. So when I'm sort of in that place where I'm not playing, and I'm going to be 50 in August, so good luck figuring it out. I've got, 20 years left. But I don't want to do that to a person. Yeah. You know, I want to be able to come in there and go, you know what? I like you, and I want to see what you're all about, and I'm not going to worry about it. You know, I'm not going to worry. I'm going to let you do you and be you. And trust you.
Yes, and trust the process and see how it goes. Yeah. But you're aware of it, Alex. That right there is that's breaking the barrier right there. You're aware that you're doing this because self-sabotage is a thing. Like I would do it like, oh, this is working out. Let me fuck it up. Right?
This is great. What can
She's amazing. How can I? Oh, let me sleep with her sister. That'll be a good thing to do. It's facts. Really? It really is. I'm not even lying. Like that's the sad thing about it. And it would be to a person that didn't deserve it. A wonderful, well-rounded, beautiful girl. And I would do that just because I didn't think I deserved the person.
Like I have never been high or like fucked up enough to do that. Like even if somebody's friends with somebody, like and they liked them and I was friends with that person, I would not encroach. Like I still would be like, oh, let me.
I know that, honey, but you're a nicer girl than I am.
she's gonna cut you.
Yeah.
She's gonna cut you.
Wow, I'm gonna have to call my sponsor after the show. All right. You know, you never know what me and Alex are gonna get into. My God.
You just gotta go off on these derailing tangents.
Huge. There's a lot of interesting things going on in the LGBTQ plus community because there's our show.
It's a show that's happening,
we also need to do the show. Alex, let's kiki on some of the stuff going on, all right?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
That's why I'm here.
First, that's why he's here. I didn't just wake him up after winter party. All right, this is what's going on. So first, the Tenderloin has gained a complicated reputation over the years. It was San Francisco's first official gayborhood and was the site of the Compton cafeteria riots of 1966, one of the very first LGBTQ plus protests in U.S. history, actually. But that was the history. And in present, the place has its fair share of unhoused neighborhoods and a whole lot of crime. However, this reality has been changed thanks to 3 Black trans women who helped by creating Compton's Transgender Cultural District, the first legally recognized transgender district in the world. This culture district is making the neighborhood more LGBTQ plus friendly than ever. So don't get surprised if you see more LGBTQ plus art, more sass, and more cultural happenings when you are in the Tenderloin.
Everyone around me in my life told me that I would have a better life when I came to San Francisco. So many trans people come here like refugees from other cities in the United States. As a Black trans woman, as a teenager in San Francisco, I learned very quickly that while San Francisco affirmed me legislatively, socially, I had walked into job interviews and been laughed at. I had been spit on the street.
In a lot of ways, we've been dehumanized and we've been denied access and discriminated against in many, many ways.
When we talk about trans women of color, there are so many layers of oppression that they have to deal with. We realized that if we didn't do something, that the Tenderloin was quickly going to become gentrified and our history was going to be completely erased. If I could describe the Transgender Cultural District in one sentence, it would be for us, by us.
I think the Transgender District affirms that rich history and gives trans people and the broader public access to those moments in history that I think define gay and trans liberation that we know today and the freedoms that we have. I think the work that's happening in the transgender district is laying a foundation for transgender-owned businesses and for transgender people to have housing and be in a area that celebrates their existence and their lives and provides opportunity.
What trans people have to look forward to is having a place where they can come to and say, like, you know, this is for me.
In San Francisco used to be a place you didn't want to be at night or day. I was just telling Alex about that. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
Can you imagine, like, the first recognized transgender district in the country? Like, that is the most amazing thing ever. I would totally feel, I would feel safe there. Like, that's, when you're surrounded by that kind of just, it's vibrant, it's sort of like awake, it's alert, it's just like, just, they are on the, they know their rights. They're fighting all the time. You know, they're fighting to make it a better place, and they're anti-gentrify. So they're trying to keep the culture, the history, and that's amazing. And it's again, it's like transgender people are starting the movement. You know, so they're fearless. It takes such fearlessness to walk in the world the way that they do. You know, and it's just something to admire.
Completely.
And, yeah.
Completely. So much respect.
Respect.
So much respect. I mean, because, you know, especially here in South Florida, where it's all the anti-trans bills that are being targeted, you know, and you're right. It's not just here, it's everywhere, you know, and we forget about how marginalized the T is. Yeah. You know, and when I speak to the LGB, you know, and Q, I'm like, folks, you need to stand up for the T. You need to grab the T.
The T's are the ones that are starting everything.
Stonewall.
Yeah.
The Stonewall riots. Okay. I mean, it really was.
Because it's not the 50-year-old gay man.
No.
It's like the young T.
No, it's not.
It's not.
You know, and I lived in San Francisco for a couple of years, right? I had a contract with Clear Channel, and I loved it there. And but once the contract was over, I couldn't afford to stay in San Francisco, and I didn't want to live in the outskirts. I didn't want to live in Milpitas or anything like that. So
Oakland, Anaheim, what is it?
Yeah, I didn't want to go to Oakland either. Like, you know, so it was. So I moved back to Miami, but I remember the Tenderloin not being a place that you can go to at night. No. Even during the day, because the buildings are it's so freaking gray that, like, even during the day it's dark in the Tenderloin. It's very weird, you know.
No, I know. It just seems like every corner is like there's a huge homeless population there. Huge drug, like, just underbelly there. Yeah. You know that you know where to go to find your drugs, and that would be where most people would go, to the Tenderloin. So the fact that this story tells us that 3 women of color, 3 transgender women of color, we're like, that's it. We're not only gonna stop the gentrification, we're also gonna do something that has not been seen anywhere in the world else. It's amazing.
It's amazing, you know, and I mean, and it's like, coño, like, you need such cojones to be able to go, you know what? No organization is doing this for us. Let's get together and do it ourselves.
They should do that in Wilton Manors.
How beautiful would that be?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It's too expensive now, Wilton Manors. We wouldn't be able to do it in Wilton Manors anymore. It's too expensive.
We got to do it west of 95 somewhere in Oakland Park.
I mean, you know what? But like you said, I don't go west of 95 now. I would if something like that were there. So, I mean, why not? So kudos to you women. Yeah. Thank you for fighting the fight. My God, we need to look to you and follow suit for sure. Yeah. Next, recent rail issues and the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, have given some people a convenient stick to beat Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. One of his leading critics is Marco Rubio. The Florida senator has been slamming Buttigieg in interviews and on social media for several days now. But now Buttigieg has found some dark Brandon energy and he has hit back. When Rubio mocked Buttigieg on Twitter, calling him an incompetent person who fantasizes about his political future and needs to be fired, Buttigieg hit back saying, quote, "The facts don't lie. The 2021 letter you signed was obviously drafted by railroad industry lobbyists. It supports waivers that would reduce visual track inspections. Now, will you vote to help us toughen rail safety, accountability, and fines or not?" End quote. Watch this.
One thing he could do is express support for reversing the deregulation that happened on his watch. I heard him say he had nothing to do with it, even though it was in his administration. So if he had nothing to do with it, and they did it in his administration against his will, maybe he could come out and say that he supports us moving in a different direction.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg joins me now. And, you know, the sort of theatrics of Donald Trump being in Palestine were odd, but this is a community that voted overwhelmingly for him. The county that Palestine is in voted 71-29 for Donald Trump. And I just want you to sort of reflect on the irony. In 2016, it was 68-26. This is a Trump county. What do you make of the fact that he went there, despite the fact that the regulations that he rolled back were partly responsible for this tragedy?
I mean, it was definitely an ironic thing to do. You know, you take down regulations, you water down regulations, you weaken the power of the administration to deal with freight railroad companies, and then you show up wanting to be a great friend of the people who have been impacted by a rail disaster. You know, this is somebody who, as far as I know, never went to a derailment site when one of those happened on his watch, and there were thousands, even ones with fatalities, never even sent his transportation secretary to go. Now that it's campaign season, I guess things are different. We were there to work. We were there to get things done. And I'm really glad I had the opportunity to be there, because I got to tell you, the people I spent time with in East Palestine, we didn't talk politics. I'm sure most of them are on the other side politically, but that didn't come up. What came up was how concerned they are for their community. Spent time with the mayor, spent time with folks in local government who were trying to do everything from make sure people have access to good information about health to making sure people have access to good information about water, keeping that waterworks and wastewater operation going. And, you know, you could sense a level of frustration with the political circus that has descended on their town after they've already been through so much fear, so much disruption, and none of it their fault. None of it because of anything that they did wrong, other than just the consequence of living where they live. And they deserve to be safe, and they deserve to know they're going to be taken care of. By the way, part of what is going to make sure they're taken care of is the work of the EPA. The EPA administrator has been there twice. The EPA is the agency that's been able to make sure that Norfolk Southern is paying for the remediation. The EPA came under a lot of attack, as you know, under the last administration, but it's another agency alongside our Department of Transportation and all of the other agencies that are on the ground. I met dozens of folks on the federal side, so many folks from the state, so many local officials doing everything in their power to help this community. And you know what I saw was public servants from all levels of government, including levels of government that have been vilified, doing everything they can to make these residents better off, and residents who deserve to make sure, even when the circus goes, that that they're going to be taken care of.
Let me ask you, because you mentioned political silly season, and it is. I mean, it's a campaign season. One of the people who've taken a lot of the blame and taken a lot of the brickbats is you. Senator Marco Rubio has said you should resign. There's been a lot of criticism over the time it took to arrive, for you to personally go, for the president to...
And let us tell you that Rubio was not the only Florida GOP figure to feel the sharp edge of Buttigieg's tongue. Marco Rubio in a Twitter war with Buttigieg. Have you gotten into a social media fight with anyone, Mr. Tikas? What are we all talking about?
I sometimes you'll get me
at the wrong time.
At the wrong time, and I engage, and it's such the worst thing I've ever done.
You cannot engage crazy.
I do not engage.
No, you can't engage crazy. You have to finish that line.
No, just like you just can't. You cannot talk. You can't.
You can't. Now, Buttigieg doesn't have that luxury that he's got to avoid people like Marco Rubio. You know, I met him once, and he had like the sweatiest handshake.
Marco Rubio is like if Ricky Martin didn't take care of himself and had like 6 kids and like lived somewhere
and was a foot shorter,
lived somewhere like
it would be Marco Rubio. That's what it would be.
You know, it's like, but you know, Buttigieg just clap back and be like, so you're going to deregulate the railroad, you're going to vote, or you're not going to vote, but you're going to be, you say you had nothing to do with it.
Against his will.
Against his will, which is great, because now we're going to do something that you want to do, right? Which is vote for more like protection. Like, you know, yes, I want more money to go towards inspection. Yeah. So but on your clock, this is what happened. You know, deregulation, less inspections, But so it's Buttigieg's fault that this happened?
Marco Rubio doesn't even show up to work, okay? And he's talking crap. Like, but again, like all that energy that we keep on sending, old Mayor Pete, right? All that energy is working because he's able to combat people like this. He doesn't stay quiet.
With facts.
With facts. Yeah. And usually with their own shit.
And a little bit of like gay kind of like, are you trying to read me? Because let me tell you what's happening right now. But in a politically correct way to just sort of like, make you shut up.
Yes. Like I kind of imagine in my mind when he takes that first breath to answer, he's thinking, no tea, no shade. And then it goes, bah!
He's got his first thought, like the way he really wants to tell you, and then they spin it the right way to just tell you exactly what needs to be told with a little bit of sazon.
With a little sass. But that's the only way to get ahead, honey. That's the only way. Like, we've got to play their game, and Pete Buttigieg is like the only one really doing so.
And imagine if you just like stop blaming everybody. It's not your fault, it's your fault, what if it wasn't an election year? Let's just, too bad, it's an election year, so it's everybody's fault, and we want to vote. But what if we just stopped blaming and just started, okay, what do we need to get done? What needs to happen? Stop blaming, that's the problem. It's like everything is about Republican and everything is about Democrat and everything is about your fault and your fault. And if it's your fault, then I win. And if I win, then, but what about the people of Palestine? Are they winning right now? Like, can you drink the water in Palestine?
No, they can't.
No, they cannot. I wouldn't drink the bottled water in Palestine. No, thanks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Next, legendary queer rapper, Brat, side piece said, how did he say it?
Who, the Brat?
How did a side piece said the Brat.
He said
like
the Brat.
Like he said the Brat.
The spoiled brat.
The Brat. And then, of course, Alex was like, no side piece is the Brat, like D-A.
I'm hip. I got it.
You're so woke. So woke. So queer rapper The Brat announced her pregnancy recently.
You said the Brat.
No, I didn't. I said The Brat.
Sorry.
Hold on. The Brat.
Carry on.
Da Brat. Da. Am I Russian now? Da Brat.
That's gonna be like soon. That's gonna be like a remix song.
That is gonna be
Eagle.
some kind.
They're gonna take that. They're gonna take that.
FayWhat. Da Brat. Chicka. The boys are gonna love it, especially the bears.
I'll dance to it.
The 48-year-old is expecting her first child with her wife, 41-year-old Jessica Judy Harris Dupart, who also has 3 kids from a prior relationship. Da Brat talked to people about her journey to motherhood. She spoke candidly about the process they used to get pregnant using eggs from Harris Dupart and a sperm donor, and shared that before the embryo transfer procedure, she had to have surgery to have polyps and fibroids removed. Da Brat happily said, quote, "It's just a blessing. I'm excited," and quote, "We are happy for you, Da Brat. It is never too late for anything." Watch this.
What is it? Oh my gosh! This is, I'm going to be an auntie! Oh my gosh!
Brat shocks pal Sherry Shepherd, revealing she's pregnant.
Now, we're gonna have a baby.
The 48-year-old rapper and her wife, Judy, shared their Happy News Tuesday on Sherry's talk show.
How far along are you?
We are 18 weeks, which is 5 months.
Which is congratulations.
Yeah. I passed my first semester.
Trimester. She's got to pass my first semester.
Yeah, I didn't get nauseous or anything.
Brat also displayed her growing baby bump on Instagram, posting a series of sweet photos, her belly on full display.
We're excited. We are.
The pair hasn't been shy about their dream of expanding their family after tying the knot a year ago.
So where are we at on the baby Brat or baby Judy journey? Is there a timeline?
We'll say this. We when we started to discuss this, we didn't realize how many different hurdles can kind of come in the way. We're excited. We are where we are. We'll give that. We are very excited where we stand as of today, but there just has been quite a few hurdles that we have not been open with social media or anybody about. For health reasons. But we are excited.
The two even predicted what kind of mother Brat will be.
I'm going to be very hands-on. She has already said nobody can hold a baby. I'm like, yeah, you can't. People visit, like they can wash their hands.
No, but you can't breathe on my baby.
See?
Would you ever do
I don't want your lips on my baby.
See, I told you. Those cheeks and all that stuff, that is for us, okay?
Right.
Not for everybody else to be talking about no.
Judy, is there a reason why y'all decided that Brat would carry the baby as opposed to you?
Well, you know her. I feel like her leading character trait is being nurturing. So I felt like that she needed to have the experience. I've birthed 3 children.
Right, so, which is why I feel like it would be easier for her. No, because her body's used to it. She's had 3, so if she had one more to just slide on out.
The ladies also explain why they're not finding out the baby's sex before he or she arrives.
Like, you know, you get your eggs extracted, they're able to tell the gender and stuff, but we chose to let them do it blind just in case we go through all of them and then for some reason we don't have the gender that we wanted. So we just want a healthy baby.
Just a healthy baby.
Congrats to the happy couple on their bundle of joy.
The Brat, pregnant with her first baby. Baby Brat. Can you be too old to do certain things like being a mom? What are we all talking about? What do you think?
My mom had her 4th child at 40, and it was smooth. But that's a lot.
She's 48.
That's a lot of science to have like that baby. Like, did you see like what they had to go through? I mean, it's worth it, I guess, right? It worked.
I mean, you know, if it's something that they want to add to their family, it's going to be whatever it takes. But it's harder the older you are, you know. And Janet Jackson had a baby a couple of years ago, and we were all like, "Oh wow!" And she was like, I think she was 50.
50,
right?
Yeah.
Side piece, was Janet 50?
I'll check.
And you know, at 50, like again, okay, I will say I'm in my 40s. You don't have to freaking know how old I am, but let's just say that.
Do you want one?
No, no. I've never wanted one. I've never wanted. I don't like kids. I don't like kids. I prefer pets. And my wife has 2 children that I've learned to love over the years.
Okay.
Now I love them, but like when I first got them, I was like,
save, by the way.
No, you know what? I'm not that. I like to nurture my gay boys. Like I love to take care of my boys. I don't have a need to want a little baby.
Do you think if like you had it, like you got it, then maybe once it happens, that maybe this.
I mean, if somebody left a gay baby on my doorstep, I'll take care of it.
I gotta be gay. I gotta be a gay baby. It could be a straight baby.
I was hoping. Don't you wish that your dogs were gay? My dogs are straight as hell. Well, my one dog he's fluid. But anyway, not the point. I wish they were gay, and they're not.
We're talking about the Brat.
Okay, I'm sorry, the Brat. The Brat.
The Brat.
Is it? I mean, okay. So listen, they want a baby, like you said. They only got married, a year plus ago. So this is something that's like, if we do it now, we better do it now, or we're not going to be able to have do it later.
But can you be the mother of a high school student at like 68?
I mean, of course you can, but I mean that takes a lot of energy. You know, like, again, I know that there is no comparison, folks. Don't send me the hate mail. But I had a baby puppy a couple weeks ago.
What with these dogs? It's not the same thing.
It was a lot of work. I had to feed that dog every 3 hours.
I'm sorry.
It was a lot. I had to clean it. It was a lot. It's not the same.
I'm sorry.
It's not the same.
Well, I mean, it's at 50, I'm like, man, I would really, really be a good dad. I think I would be like a really, really good dad. But I don't want to be a dad. I don't want to be.
You don't want to be an old dad. You're saying.
I want to be an old dad, like 25, 30s. That's when it's a good time to be a dad. But a 50-year-old with a baby.
Okay, so like you told me, if it happened.
Yeah, but you're a woman, so it's different.
Okay, okay, I'll explain to you later. But me and my wife try all the time, and we don't seem to be able to do it. I didn't get my period, baby. She's gonna freaking hit me with the nearest baseball bat. It happened like
it's an immaculate conception. No, it was like, it was an immaculate conception.
I was at the manor. There was so much sperm around. I just got pregnant.
Unfortunately.
Look at his face. The Brat, congratulations, honey. There is nothing that you can't do at whatever age, I'm hoping the Brat has the money and she's got, so it's different when you got money. You can get some nannies. You'll be all for it. So congratulations to you and wifey. You're going to have a wonderful pregnancy. It's going to be easy peasy cover girl.
Yeah. Beautiful cover girl.
Is that how it goes?
Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl.
Okay. Easy, breezy, beautiful
Cover girl.
Cover girl.
Yeah, work. You did it.
God, this show goes into some weird places, let me tell you. All right, well, next, there's an eye-catching new trend in footwear, okay? I love shoes, but this is just a little much. Boots that are fit for a cartoon character, but designed for human feet. Ever since these big red boots created by art collective MSCHF went on sale for $350 and sold out within minutes, fashionistas can't stop talking about them. Influencers and enthusiasts who have tried them describe them as comfortable and easy to put on, but others say they're difficult to take off if you're not wearing your perfect size. The question is, will you buy these huge ass red trending boots for $350 and then wear them? Watch this.
Made Astro Boy boots. This is their big red boot, which looks a lot like the iconic boots on Astro Boy. Now, as soon as I saw these, I knew I needed to try them on to see how they look. So the box they came in was almost as big as me, and getting them open to the shoes, each shoe was bigger than my head. So I had no idea how this was gonna go, but you might remember MSCHF from their last shoes, like the Satan shoes, Gobstompers, or Aircast 1, but these boots might be even crazier than all of those. So I put my whole leg in these things and tried them on with pants and shorts, and they really make you feel like a cartoon.
What the hell? Have you just had to have a pair of shoes or a purse or a phone because you saw it on Instagram? Would you buy these crazy ass big red shoes just because everybody wants them and they've sold out and they're $350? What are we all talking about? What do you think?
Listen, we used to wear two-tones and shell-top Adidas. So if that was a little...
And you can still wear those today, though.
But those are kind of hideous. Like, no.
They look like you're about to work at Disney. Like, they look like it's part of a costume.
It's Super Mario Brothers shoes.
That's
what they look like. No.
Maybe that's where they got the inspiration. I don't know. It's like, I always think that it's like someone going, let's make the craziest shit. They'll buy it. Maybe Kanye will like it. Something like that.
You wear these shoes so that so that you can say, look at me. Like, that's when I need to be looked at. So I'm going to wear, you know what I could do with $350?
I could do a lot.
A lot. Not for those shoes. And they're cuter shoes.
There are. Yeah. But okay,
not a good look.
Have you seen something online that you just said, oh, everybody's getting them, I need to get this? Ooh. Have you ever been like that?
Oh my God, in Fort Lauderdale, it's the most hilarious thing. So in Wilton Manors, the men, they all have like these gay black go-go shorts that everybody wants around in. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, they're called Jed North shorts. Are we allowed? I don't know if we're allowed to say
You're
the brand.
fine, yeah.
Okay, so it's a Jed North short and it's like a go-go short and everybody wears them at the gym. And when you move to Wilton Manors, apparently it is like
that's the outfit you wear to the gym.
You cannot wear them at a New York gym. You cannot wear them. Because they're like really high above the calf, high above the thigh, and they're like spandex, but they're not.
Okay.
So
they're very thin, so you can see everything.
You can see everything, and you need to wear something underneath, which some people choose not to do, because then you could really see everything. But anyway, that's sort of like.
Do you wear those?
I do.
You still wear them?
I wear them, but I try to be conservative when I wear them.
It's like a thong. Okay, the shorts are like.
I'll wear black ones. I'll wear a T-shirt with it.
Will you wear something underneath?
No. You're gonna need me to.
And that's why we love you. And that's why they love you. But one day, like for Christmas, you should just go without something underneath.
Maybe. Why not? Like you know what? If I'm wearing gray sweatpants, I will do that. Because we love a gray sweatpants.
We love a gray sweatpants. Yeah. Next, don't tell makeup millionaire and YouTuber Jeffree Star that you use they them pronouns. The gay influencer used a recent podcast appearance to trash the whole notion of gender fluidity. He was on the Barstool Sports podcast Bussin' with the Boys, where the topic of gender identity came up. Star said, quote, "I'm not into all that other bullshit. The they and the them and all that extra shit we added during the pandemic because everyone was so bored in their effing houses and started to make up more shit," end quote. Watch this.
I'm not into all the other bullshit. I think.
What other bullshit?
The they and them.
Yeah.
And all that extra shit that we added during the pandemic because everyone was so bored on their fucking houses. They just started to make up more shit and more shit.
More stuff.
Yeah. That's where the conservatives like me because I'm just real.
Yeah, you do have a conservative vibe to you.
You're not they and them. You're trans, you're male or you're female.
And you're standing on that.
Get so mad when I say that. How are you a they? What the fuck does that mean? It's stupid is what it is.
Yeah.
But you need someone like me that looks like me to say it. Because if you say it, it turns into you're homophobic, you hate trans people, you hate gays. And it's just how you feel. You don't hate anyone. You just think it's stupid.
This seems nothing less than one of his stupid attempts to get attention and fame. Jeffree Star talks down about pronouns. What are we all talking about? I saw you cringing while watching the video. You were just like...
Okay, so he's saying it, so you can't necessarily call him transphobic or homophobic or whatever. But I will call him a fucking moron.
Yeah, or an asshole.
If it wasn't for like, what is the big deal? If somebody wants to be called they or them, if you feel uncomfortable saying that, find out what their name is and just call them by their name.
It.
And like, but it's like, how is it bullshit? We were bored during COVID. We were bored during COVID, so we would watch your fucking YouTube tutorials on how to put our makeup on. I wouldn't put the makeup on, but I would be like, oh, that's a cool,
Yeah. No, and he became popular and an influencer during the pandemic when we had nothing else to go.
The pandemic where everybody was fucking bored and had nothing to do. So why aren't you, it's educating yourself.
It's educating yourself.
It's elevating yourself.
When we started fighting, it was just L and the G.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was it? It was the Gay and Lesbian Center.
Yep.
And then
the Gay and Lesbian Alliance.
And now
that's
it's
how
the
it was.
L. Now it's the lesbian and gay, and then it's the other letter. And absolutely.
If we needed to add 18 other freaking letters, we'd have to learn it.
It's not just a gay men's health crisis.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and it's not all about you. And I mean, that's what it's just. And God, we were talking about like my mom.
My blood pressure.
When you talk to people like this, it's just the ignorance, and the fact that he has a shit ton of people that listen to him and follow him. Yeah. And will say, oh, then forget it. I don't need to learn about that, they, them. He's right. I'm just going to, Jeffree Star said so.
I'm just going to call you whatever I want to call you. Well, then I'm going to call you what I'm going to call you. So who wins?
Yeah, please. Jeffree.
No. Thank you, Jeffree.
Yeah, thank you.
you.
Thank you for raising his blood pressure.
Thank you. Now I have to take a pill.
Now he's going to take a pill. And it's not even a fun pill.
It's not even a fun pill.
Not even a fun pill.
No.
Next, cornering the LGBTQ plus market can be a slingshot to success because when gay men earn good money, they know how to put it to more fun use. Glendale Girl Scout and new pint-sized gay icon, Sienna, have tapped into that potential to very lucrative results. She's taken to selling her wares through West Hollywood's LGBT Rainbow District alongside her little sister, their mother, Jen Levin, and their TV producer aunt, Julie La Placa. This quartet of queens has been greeted by drag queens, hungry bar patrons, and open wallets, more importantly. Sienna apparently sells about 100 boxes single-handedly each weekend, and it looks like she's having a blast doing it. Girl Scout corners WeHo gays with cookies. What are we all talking about?
We are talking about one smart little girl.
Right?
You know what I mean? She's fabulous. She's got her little outfit on, and she's like selling cookies to get. What am I going to say? No. And like, what if like I just like I don't drink, but what if it's like you're coming out and you're a little hungover, you want something sweet or whatever?
Right, there it is.
There it is.
And there's nothing better than those the coconut ones you like. What are they called?
Oh, the Samoas. Oh, but the fudge stripe, they're like elevated fudge stripe cookies because they have the coconuts and they have the fudge stripe.
They have a little drizzle thing going on.
So good. But yeah, if she's out in front of if she's out in front of the Eagle.
If she's in front of Abby, if she's in front of the Abbey in West Hollywood, I mean, think about how many boxes she's going to sell.
And what if like a drag queen is like standing next to her and saying, bitch, you better buy those cookies from that girl. It's done.
She's going to be sold out. It's a wrap. Okay, and look, and just think about all those like, because selling Girl Scout cookies is like a competitive thing.
You don't
like
want to go
moms
to
get mad.
You go in front of Walmart. You don't
but
want to
that
do
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so can you imagine those other moms are like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, they would buy it because it's like, gay people want to help. They want to help you.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
and we like
course,
kids.
And
so it's like, let's help.
We don't. I mean, obviously, you don't want to, raise them, but you definitely want to buy cookies from them.
Exactly. I want to make kids happy. I don't want to raise one, but I want them to have a beautiful future and be who they are and sell a lot of Girl Scout cookies.
And compete and win. I sold the most cookies, and guess what? Everybody was gay. Everybody that bought them was gay.
Everybody. What other kind of cookies are there? A side piece?
Oh, Thin Mints.
There are Fitbits, tag-alongs, do-si-dos.
Do-si-dos. I mean, like you're getting out of a club in WeHo and you're like, you want a do-si-dos?
You want to do? I mean, come on now.
It sells itself. It sells itself. Now we're gonna see a bunch of Girl Scout cookies sellers in WeHo.
Yeah,
WeHo and Wilton Manors.
Wilton
Watch.
Manors, right in front of like the gym bar.
Think about it. You'd make a
makes
lot of money, or right there in the Hamburger Mary's parking lot.
Oh my
People
God.
will go.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, very smart.
Saying we look like we don't eat in our community,
Yeah.
but we do,
Burn it all off.
and we burn it all off. Sex and at the gym with
At the
little
gym,
shorts.
with the little Jet North shorts.
Next, LGBTQ plus allies Gabrielle Union Wade and Dwyane Wade will receive the President's Award at the 2023 NAACP Image Awards. They are being honored for consistently utilizing their platforms to advance social justice and raise awareness of the inequalities existing in our country. They're also deeply invested in LGBTQ plus rights and have raised money for GLSEN. There are many celebrities and couples that support the community openly and stand by it, and awards like these motivate influential people to do more and better for our community. Society gets benefited from such noble actions, so congratulations to the Wade couple. We also celebrate their daughter, who with the help of her parents just got her name legally changed to Zaya. Dwyane and Gabrielle get NAACP awards. What other favorite couples do we love? Do we love any other favorite colors that are good with our community also?
Oh my goodness. Who are the allies?
Who are the parental allies?
Oh my God.
Like I Am Jazz. I like that was did you ever see I Am Jazz? So I Am Jazz is a reality show about a young transgender girl here in South Florida going through her transition.
Yeah.
And now she's like almost finishing college. I mean, she's in her 20s at this point.
Wow.
And her parents are just incredible allies that are always doing stuff for our communities, you know?
Absolutely.
But it takes that, it's different when it's your own kid.
Right.
You know?
Like Magic Johnson and Juanita Johnson, they have EJ.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for EJ is sort of like very gender fluid, and he's like he's beautiful, he's tall, he's like Grace Jones, but like really like it's gender, it's non-binary, yeah. And fashion, and just sort of like doesn't give a fuck about what he wears, and like, but Magic Johnson had to learn how to address it. Juanita, his wife was like, I love you no matter what. But Juanita was like, you need to learn how to talk to EJ. So.
And that takes time, and that takes willingness to do so, and to have these hard conversations with your child, you know? I saw an interview with Magic Johnson where he was still mispronouncing his child.
Yeah.
You know, because it was at the beginning of him learning, you know? And I mean, and people, you need to give people passes, okay? We make mistakes, you come back from it. But when it's your own child, you're gonna try even harder. Of course. Gabrielle and Dwyane Wade are like, they're loved down here in South Florida because he was, big with the heat and all that. And Gabrielle Union is just beautiful. Right. Their first Pride Parade was down here in South Florida where they were on the float. They go to our house all the time where it's not a thing. Right. And that probably was a community that they didn't have a problem with, but it wasn't something that they were really a part of until their daughter. Right. You know?
Beautiful.
So incredible. So they deserve this award. Kudos to NAACP for giving them this award. Just love them. And Gabrielle is so hot.
Oh my God! Since Bring It On, it's like, who is that?
And she looks exactly the same. That skin, she hasn't aged nothing. That's not one of Olay. That is just amazing genes.
Yeah, she's stunning.
Yeah. And without any makeup. Like 90 degrees in the summer of South Florida. She's gorgeous like
20
that.
20 pounds heavier, 20 pounds lighter. It's just whatever. She can do no wrong. She's beautiful.
We love you.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you want to be gay, I won't kick you out of bed. I'll kick him out and let you in.
Oh, wow.
I mean.
FayWhat with Gabrielle.
That would work.
Sounds good.
Don't get it twisted. My boy knows.
She's not saying anything. She's like,
She doesn't have to. I just stand there and just look at her the whole time.
I don't have any questions right now.
I don't have any questions. I just want to look at you and your flawless skin. May I smell in between your fingers?
Meanwhile, Gabrielle's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Who is this girl? What is wrong with this crazy lesbian girl? I thought I was coming for an interview.
I love it.
Finally, last week we talked about the 3 UFOs that have been shot down recently, and nobody seems to give a shit except for us. And you know who else? Rosie O'Donnell. Okay, her recently posted TikTok video shows her funnily alerting people of the severity of the situation. She says, quote, "I don't get it. I mean, we're shooting down what they say very well could be and is alien-related spacecraft. Hello?" End quote. Watch this.
Okay, what's the deal with the UFOs? The first one was a weather balloon. Do we still use weather balloons? And we shot that one down, and then there was another one, and now there's more. And everyone's just acting like it's a normal Monday. Like, I understood yesterday was the Super Bowl, and everybody was all Super Bowled up, but let's put things in perspective here. We're being contacted by extraterrestrials. Isn't this bigger news? Shouldn't, like, everyone have off from the day of school or something? Nobody go to work? Let's figure out what to do? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, we're shooting down what they say very well could be and is alien-related spacecraft.
And Rosie might not be wrong. Air Force General Glenn Van Herk, who heads the U.S. Northern Command and North American Aerospace Defense Command, has recently commented, quote, "I haven't ruled anything out at this point," and quote, he told reporters over the weekend, quote, "We continue to assess," and quote, "They're not telling us they're UFOs, I know it. See, even Rosie agrees, aliens are among us. What are we all talking about? Look at your face."
Really? Really? Yes. Yes, America has the technology to shoot down UFOs with millions of years of like technological advance. So your little machine guns are totally going to shoot down a UFO. It's not a UFO. It's not a UFO.
It's not.
Come on. So it's some. I mean, I wouldn't rule out some sort of like spying situation, but are you that stupid to just plop a balloon
into our airspace
like that? Are you that not sophisticated? I'm not ruling anything out. Like what else? It's not a UFO.
It's not a UFO.
It's not a UFO.
It's not an alien.
Rosie, please. Rosie, please.
I miss Rosie before she was crazy.
I love the show. I love the show.
Remember that show?
The show was freaking great.
Listen, if it wasn't for that show, Ellen wouldn't be where she was for all those years.
And
you know,
she's so good. She's a good actor. Like she's done some really, really good stuff.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own, and she played TT in that series about that girl. I mean, I can't remember. Such a good, but she's like a really good. She's a really tough actor. Like, you know what I mean? Sort of like a poor man. I call it like a poor man's Kathy Bates because she's in it. But when she talks. I mean, she talks like from a place of justice and love and whatever. So you give her that respect. But sometimes you're just sort of like, what are you talking about? Like UFOs. Okay. Okay.
Listen, if they start walking to Earth tomorrow, you're going to have to go apologize to Rosie and be like, oh my goodness.
You don't think aliens are among us? They're among us.
I mean,
think about it.
That would explain a lot.
Think about it.
That would explain certain Fridays at Hunters.
I just saw like a guy flying on a jetpack.
I saw that on your Instagram. I saw that on your, yes.
He's flying on a jetpack. And like 50 years ago, we were like dreaming of that or whatever.
That was only on the
So how do you think that happened? Aliens are among us and giving us the technology slowly, so we don't freak out. That's just an opinion.
Okay, maybe in 50 years we'll be dating aliens.
Not necessarily the opinion of the FayWhat show. It's my opinion.
It's the opinion of Alex, just so you know. All right. Listen, for one, I miss Rosie before she was a little crazy. Like, I just do. Like her representation and her voice. And
I know.
I miss that.
I like when she stands up. Like when she stands up for justice. Yeah, I get it.
But no UFOs. Not yet. Okay. The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years, and Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and a whole lot more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So, Alex, what are you doing this week? Anything fun? I mean, it's the beginning of March. It's International Women's History Month. Like, what do you got?
The big thing in March is the Bears in the Alley thing that's happening at the Eagle. From the 9th to the 12th, that's a big deal. We're really, really looking forward to that.
And are you going to be there the whole time?
I am dancing for 2 of the events, and I will be mixing. I will be mixing around with the Bears.
Is that what we call it, mixing?
We're mixing. Come on. Don't be coarse. Okay, be coarse.
Be coarse. No,
Be coarse.
but every this is what they've been doing it for a couple of years,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They're great. There's like all of the kiosks are up and people are walking around and they're looking kind of cute and sexy and everybody's hairy and letting it all hang out and it's fun.
I love that.
Fun, celebratory.
I love that.
Celebratory.
And then, so if somebody needs like a whip or a new harness or
For sale. For
Okay.
sale.
If they're looking for a brand new bear to add to their collection,
Probably at the right price for sale. Everyone has a price.
no, everybody has a price. Make sure you subscribe to his OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
No, it's
That's
not a lot.
yeah.
No, it's not. I gotta thank Alex for waking up early and getting in bed with me. I just enjoy when he's in bed with me. He's so much fun, and I mean, and watching him have sex is also fun too.
You should.
No, I did.
Oh, really? Hey, let me tell you. No.
Remember to follow his adult Twitter at Alex_Tikas and make sure to show some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans. I know how hard it is for you to wake up in the morning because I know gay boys sleep late.
Gotta
love
take
you
a nap.
very much.
Love you too. Thank you. Mwah. So much fun.
I will see you soon.
All right, bye.
He's a lot. He's a lot, but he's just so scrumptious, so you just deal with it, right? Did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 at 10:30 a.m.
I'm Melissa Robles, board member for the Hollywood LGBTQ+ Council, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Ah, that's Melissa Robles. I love her. Secret crush. Melissa, get in bed with me. So here at the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ+ community. Here is Jace M. So this morning, I'm joined by Jace M. He's a popular DJ and producer. I know you've probably heard of him. He is super passionate about music, charity, and of course, the LGBTQ+ community. He also works for charities and causes as he believes in benefiting the community using his network and reach in the entertainment world by assisting with advocacy, fundraising, education, and outreach. He also recently released his second single, a remake of Waiting for Tonight with Joey Diamond. So here in FayWhat's bed is Jace M.
Hey.
Oh.
How are you? Hi.
I'm gonna do a whole laugh track and I'll go behind so it could just sound like you're just in an amphitheater of 50 million people.
50 million people watching us.
I love it. How are you, Jace?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm a little tired and it's probably your fault. I'm still trying to get over Winter Party.
Oh my gosh, exhausted. But it was so fun. They did such a good job putting it together.
Oh my God, Winter Party is just one of those parties that you just know that whatever party you end up on, you are going to be greeted by the most amazing DJs like yourself.
Thank
the
you.
prettiest boys, usually without a lot of clothing on.
With no clothing,
And
yeah.
just wonderful, wonderful music and the vibe that you just don't get anywhere else.
It's true. Everyone's so happy to be together, and all the production and the music is so good. It's fun,
Right?
and raising money for a good cause.
Which is something true and near and dear to your heart. You know something, Jace? I thought that you were from here. I don't know why I thought you were originally from here, but you're actually from Detroit, right?
I was actually born and raised in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And I moved to Detroit and went to college in Michigan and then got a job thereafter. And then I was actually down here for work and I met my husband and he moved to Detroit. And then
that's when you were at the big gay club in Detroit.
Yeah, Necto.
Necto.
Yep.
Necto. You guys know about Necto.
Yeah, everyone knows Necto.
Everybody knows Necto.
Yep. And then we walked outside one day in December and it was balls cold. And we were like, fuck this. And that's when we decided it was time to go.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. All right. But how is it being gay in Detroit? How is the gay scene? I mean, I know that you were there as part of one of the biggest clubs there, but outside of those walls.
It's really fun and inclusive.
Really?
Much smaller than here, of course. We don't have Ron DeSantis.
Oh, that's a plus.
Yeah. So our politics is more positive towards the community. Events are obviously smaller than Miami and Fort Lauderdale, but they're there and they're fun.
Were you able to help with your advocacy and organizations in Detroit as well?
Yeah, we threw a lot of parties for Affirmations Community Center, Geared for Life, Ruth Ellis Center, which are all LGBT services.
I love that. I love that. So are you just a good person, or are you making up for some fucked up shit you did in the past?
Probably both. Probably both. Yeah, definitely both.
I have to ask because I mean, God, when you think of a DJ, you think of those ones and twos. You think of a DJ like in his music. When you go up to the DJ, they say hello and they're like, leave me alone. I can't be bothered.
It's true. Yeah.
It is kind of like that. So let's talk about your boo. So you married a Latino. His name is Luis.
His name's Luis. Yep.
And he's adorable.
He is adorable.
And you met him here in South Florida.
I met him here in Miami Beach. Yep. I was here for work, for my day job. And I was working with one of our clients here and staying on the beach, and
one thing led to another.
I know, we were walking down the street and crossed each other, and
you looked at Luisito. Luisito looked at you.
He looked at me, and
that was it.
That was it. That was it.
He's adorable. He really is. Both of you. Okay, so I saw something on Instagram because I was stalking you. Just deal with it. Lesbians stalk you too.
Yeah.
When you guys got married, you're both of different faiths.
Yeah.
Your backgrounds are.
Yep. I'm Greek Orthodox and he's Jewish.
Wow.
So.
Any pushback? No. Any issues with that? But both sides of the family, no problems at all.
Nope.
You are a lucky kid.
I know. Tell me about it.
I mean, you know the stories.
I know the stories.
We know the stories of our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters. I mean, like my wedding was super small. My parents weren't there. You know, and that's a huge when it comes to our community.
Yep. Our wedding was really small because it happened during COVID. And we kept saying like, we're going to have another wedding with all of our friends, and it hasn't happened yet.
Are you going to?
A couple years.
Maybe not, right? Because you start thinking, that shit's expensive.
That shit is so expensive. We don't need it.
Like, seriously, I spent 20 grand on my wedding and it was like this small. Okay. Yeah. So it's like, you could put that towards a house.
But also, we got married for ourselves, not for everyone else. And we're with our friends all the time anyway, so why do we have to dress up and prove that we're married?
I love that.
So
I love that. Let's talk about your dog. Your dog, Commander?
Yeah, I have two, Commander and Dugan. They're brothers from a different litter. German Shepherds. They're both a pain in the ass, but we love them. They're sweet.
You folks know that I'm all about the pets. I'm all about the dogs. I just rescued a German Shepherd the other day. It was hell. Like, it was hell. A puppy German Shepherd. Don't do it. That's a lot of work.
But once they get used to you and they start learning, they learn quick, and it's so easy.
And they're so loyal and wonderful. So loyal. How old are your babies?
One is almost 2 and the other one is 6.
Okay, so you've got plenty of time. Yeah. Plenty of time. So you aren't, one of the things that really struck me about Jace was that, he's not only talented and he can get everybody on the dance floor, but you also want to help our community, So what do you think about all these anti-LGBTQ plus bills that are being targeted towards us here in Florida?
Well, I think that it's a mess. I think people are trying to prove points to whatever insecurities they have and keep their base fired up and scared so they can keep getting votes. I think everything in this country is about money.
Everything.
So getting elected to be the governor of Florida is not because some people want to do it. It's because you get a lot of money for that. And then your career, maybe you can be president. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you fall down a flight of steps. I don't know.
Great. Thanks, Jace. Now Secret Service is going to be here at the studio in a couple of minutes. It's going to be your damn fault.
No, but I think that everything is bad now, but it can only get better, I hope. People are tired of it, and I think that it's a small majority who happen to get into offices, and most people, I think most people aren't against us. It's just that they're voting for other issues, and this is a back burner issue for them. And maybe they don't know someone that's in the community, or they don't understand the damage that it's causing, and so they're voting for the couple things that are super important to them and not worrying about the rest.
Well, and also how it's presented to
And
them.
how it's presented to
you know,
them.
do you want to take away parental rights?
Yeah, exactly.
It's got nothing to do with that.
It's silliness.
And it's scary, and it is very scary. And do you and your boo want any children?
It's definitely something that's come up. It's just, you know, with my career right now is probably, you know, not the best time to raise kids.
And in this freaking state.
And in this state. And I'm in clubs all the time and working late, and, you know, I'm not sure that I'm ready to give that up to give a kid what they need, but it is definitely under consideration.
What's one of your favorite places to spin at, Jace? I mean, I've seen you at the Manor. I've seen you take over that place, and that place has a certain kind of energy.
The Manor is a lot of fun. I love to play at the Manor. I love to play at the Abbey in LA. It's a lot of fun, the same kind of energy. I think there's two kinds of gigs, right? There's a kind of gig where you go in and you play music and people have a great time, like at the Manor or the Chapel or most nightclubs. And then there's like a show, like Winter Party. You know, people are going to see a big production.
The lights,
and
the strobe lights, and the thousands of people.
Yeah, and so you have to put on more of a show for that versus being in a club where the DJ booth is tucked away and people are there to dance versus to have a big production. So I like both, but you know, the energy is definitely different depending on, you know, what kind of event it is.
How long have you been spinning now, Jace?
20 years.
So have you always been digital, or however you call that thing?
No.
Did you use records ever?
I used records because there was nothing else then.
Incredible.
Yeah, you used to have to like pick out what records you were going to play that night. If you were flying somewhere, you had to put them on the plane, and someone would ask for a song, or you'd want to play a song, but oh shit, I didn't bring that record, and that's it. You know, now everything is digital, and you have access to thousands and thousands of songs versus 100 or 200. So I like both. I still have records and turntables, and sometimes I play with them. Would I want to do it in a club? Probably not.
Right? I mean, I remember those days that like somebody would hit the DJ booth and something would, you know, something would.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that think that the technology is cheating, but you know,
it's not. You still have to have an ear for it.
You have to have an ear for it. And when something better comes out, why wouldn't you use it? I mean, do you still write letters on a typewriter? No, you use a computer.
No, yeah.
Or a phone. So why not use technology in the DJ booth?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
What do you listen to right now? Like, what do you listen to in the car right now?
I like really chill house. I need a break from the high energy club music during the week. Tech house, you know, like John Summit and stuff like that is a lot of fun.
Do you have a ritual before you get on?
No, but I have a ritual when I get off. When I get in the car, I don't let anyone else come home with me. I'm not a taxi cab. And I just put the music.
I'm not an Uber.
I'm not an Uber. I just put the music on very quiet and decompress from the gig, listen to something happy and chill and relaxing, and get home and then go to bed.
And so do you not stay and like party with everybody else?
Yeah, I will sometimes. But 4 or 5 hours of music blasting in your ear and trying to match it up it gets exhausting.
How old are you, Jace?
I'm 21.
Again, I love it.
I'm 21. I just turned 40 on Monday.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, Pisces.
Last Monday.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
Pisces.
I love that. And so, I mean, again, you don't look 40. How do you feel? Like 40 is like one of those cutthroat ages for a lot of gay boys.
No.
You know, where it's like, that's it, we're old, we're over the hill, blah, 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 blah. I personally don't think so. I think you get finer in your 40s.
I feel the same as I always have. But, you know, I take care of myself. I try to. And
do you eat? You eat well? You exercise? Look at those pecs.
I always exercise. I mean, I always eat well. I don't know about the exercise all the time.
Does your boo cook?
He does cook. Actually, he was a chef. His degree is in culinary arts.
Oh, how perfect.
Yeah, and after COVID, he just decided he didn't want to work in restaurants anymore.
He was done with the hospitality field.
Yeah, people are mean now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the same as pre-COVID.
The labor shortage also has caused people to not be nicer, you know, to people who are servicing you at restaurants. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, you have to pack your patience, like they say. I mean, it's a different time past COVID. Everybody knows about, it's like pre-COVID, how things were, and then post-COVID, you know?
It's true. So he decided to become a barber. We have a friend that owns a shop here in Wilton and convinced him to go to barber school.
What's the shop?
Carved.
Carved. You guys have
Carved?
been
Do you know
Carved.
Carved?
Yeah.
Yeah, right
So-
over here. So,
And do you let him touch your hair? Oh, there was an Jace.
not yet. He's still in school when he's done.
So he doesn't even get to practice on you?
It's
Are you
really
hearing this,
funny.
Besito?
It's actually funny you say that because our barber friends and his teacher said you should not cut your partner's hair.
Okay.
Because if you fuck it up, then you're going to fight, and there's way better things to fight about.
That's very true.
You could
though.
just spend $40, $50 and get your hair cut and avoid a fight.
You're right. You're right.
Because
And
I can't, like, what am I going to do? Argue with my barber for an hour?
or
No.
go move in with my other barber?
Right,
Like, it wouldn't
exactly.
work. That
No.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys fight?
We don't fight very often at all. No, we figured out how to, which is crazy because he's Latino.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but
what
no.
country is he from?
Venezuela.
Oh, okay. I'm Colombian. I'm half Colombian. So he's
Okay.
my neighbor.
Neighbors.
Besito. Yeah, a lot of my people are going over to Venezuela, and they've got a lot of conflict and
Yeah.
issue there in Venezuela. Have you been?
I have not been.
Fine.
I want to
ass
go.
people.
I want to go, but he's like, we can't go there. It's too dangerous.
No, it is too dangerous. Besito's just looking out for you.
I know.
You know, he's a sweetheart. So, Jace, here at the FayWhat show, we play this game called Say What with FayWhat. And it
Okay.
basically is a way for our viewers to learn more about you.
Okay.
Okay? And it's just, I almost said, learn more about you. I don't know, like I became very Latina, or
Very
I was calling you,
Latina.
or I was calling you a Jew. Like it was one of the two, right? It was like Jew. So, and so we do it just like real quick, you know. So if I say, you know, red or green,
Green.
see, like that. All right, all right, let's do
All right,
it.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
all right. Pasta or rice?
Rice.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Sunrise or sunsets?
Ooh, sunsets.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Beyonce or Lady Gaga?
Lady Gaga.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Oof. Barbara Streisand.
The Kardashians or Jersey Shore?
Neither.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Cash or cash apps?
Cash apps.
Tacos or wings?
Tacos.
Shopping in store or online?
Online.
Shower or bath?
Shower.
Football or basketball?
Soccer. Am I allowed to do that? Okay,
Well,
basketball.
you just did.
Okay.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Delivery or sit down restaurant?
Sit down restaurant.
Video games or books?
Books.
Car or truck?
Car.
Paperback book or ebook?
Ebook.
Yeah, it's just different, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but you don't have to carry the book around and cut down trees to make the book.
That's true. I mean, let's be real. I don't fucking read.
Ah.
Beach or pool?
Well, we just had a pool put in at our house, so I'm gonna say pool.
Yeah, because it probably costed you an arm and a
That's-
leg, so you better say it.
Yeah.
Do you watch Drag Race?
No.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Does your boo do?
Sometimes, but I just.
Why? Why? Does it not interest you?
It's just I like drag and I like watching drag queens. I think they're very talented, but I don't need to see all the drama that goes with it.
Got it. Do you
I mean,
have...
yeah. I just don't need to see all the drama and arguing. I have a lot of friends that have been on Drag Race.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask you some of your favorite queens. Tell me
Yeah. Well, one of my best friends is Joey J.
Okay.
Love her. Friends with Shangela. You know, the party girls.
The party girls.
Yeah. So I've worked with a lot of them as well as become friends with them. And, you know, I will watch their shows. I'll watch when they were on Drag Race, obviously I watched because
they were on.
And they were my friends.
And they were your friends. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, we all know that a lot of that, all that's scripted now. You know, so a lot of that stuff that's going on is made by producers backstage going, let's have them fight. Let's put them together to fight.
But that's
you
what
know?
makes money, right? That's what we want to see, I think.
If someone approached you to do a reality show, would you do it?
I guess it would depend on what it's about, but probably.
About hairy, sexy DJs
Well,
battling each other.
Well, I would be
and-
the only one on that, so it would be boring.
There'd be no competition, Lisa
No.
Jace, just to let you know. Let's talk about your song. Let's talk about your remake of Waiting for Tonight.
Okay.
It's the J-Lo remake, right? It's the
J-Lo's
J-Lo's original.
Mhm.
And why that song?
I really love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey, who is my vocalist on it, Joey Diamond, really wanted to do that song. So, you know, he came to me and he said, let's do this song. And I sat down in the studio and we came up with something and recorded it and put it together. And yeah.
How long did it take you to do that?
Well, Joey is extremely talented vocalist. So in the studio, I think probably 2 or 3 hours of recording him, which, you know, I would guess most people would take 8 to 10 hours or a couple sessions. So there's that, and then there's writing the instrumental track that the vocals go on. 2 weeks, a month to do the whole song with, you know, the remix packages and all that stuff.
And so, I mean, obviously you're happy with the end result?
I'm happy with the end result.
And this was after, well, no, it was not after, because I wanted to ask you about the song that hit Sydney Pride.
Oh yeah, so before this, we did another cover of Tearing Up My Heart by NSYNC. And that came out back in November. And there were 8 or 10 remixes from different DJs, and almost every DJ has picked it up and is playing it. And I got a video that I posted on Instagram from my friend Charlie that is in Sydney of our song playing with
thousands
of
and
men.
thousands and thousands
And
of
everyone
men.
was singing along.
There was
and-
like one girl.
Yeah, I saw the one girl.
You saw, I
There was one
spotted her
girl.
out, just that one girl. Well, I saw her boobs first, but I saw her. And just, how does that make you feel though, Jace? I mean, Sydney is, what, 24 hours from here, right? Like it would take
Yeah.
forever to get there. And Sydney Pride, I think it's like for 17 days straight or something crazy like
Crazy.
that. Where after Stonewall, I'm exhausted, right? And I can't imagine 17 days of it, right?
Right, exactly.
And to get this video from a friend saying, hey, look at your song where it's gotten to. Like,
Yeah, it's really exciting. Actually, I think I am more excited when I see other people playing it than when I get to play it.
Oh my God.
So
yes, it's your baby.
Yeah, it's my baby.
And you've seen that song from inception. And,
Yeah.
you know, so let's go back to your J-Lo song.
Okay.
When your producer, right? No, the vocalist. Okay, when he came to you and said, because he was the one who said about the song.
Yep.
Did you like say J-Lo really, or did you say J-Lo yes?
I said J-Lo, yes, but I think it's too high for you. We might have to step it down a little. And that's what we did. And he said,
And he didn't like fight you with it or nothing.
no.
He agreed because of your talent that you were telling him a way for the song to sound even better.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I see? I see you as Sydney Pride. I see him as Sydney Pride next year. So I'm just saying, like, mark my words. They're gonna pay you a whole lot of
You
money,
guys,
and
whoever's
they have to
booking
pay a
that,
lot.
I'm here.
What's next?
So I'm gonna do the next big festival.
Palm Springs.
Yep.
Palm Springs.
Yep. Palm Springs, White Party Palm Springs. That is in the first week of May. I'm really excited for that. I mean, I have some little things around the country before that, but that's the next really big festival, and I'm really excited for that because it's an iconic party and an honor to be asked to play one of the parties there with some of the biggest DJs in the gay scene. So
Who else is playing Palm Springs?
GSP, Dan Slater.
I love Dan Slater.
Isis.
That's another hottie. You and him are like the hotties.
Thanks.
I mean, just letting you know.
There's a lot. There's like 20. So.
Okay, well, you need to do our prides down here. You need to come back. You need to, but well, I mean, it's down the street now.
It's down the street now, and hopefully the people that organize them are watching. Hi.
Well, if you are, make sure that you book Jace, and make sure that you follow him on all social media. Jace M on all social media as Jace DJ. I think that's what I'm
Jace
following
DJ is
you,
my
right?
username, yeah.
Yes, I'm stalking Jace now. It is what it is. All
I
right.
love it.
So if you're in Palm Springs, he's heading your way, folks. Here. He lives here, okay? He is part of our LGBTQ plus community, and organizations use Jace. He wants to use his notoriety and his popularity to help organizations get ahead, especially ones that are helping and defending the LGBTQ plus community.
Absolutely,
right?
Especially here
at home. We love you, and we love Luisito. Just saying hello.
Bye,
to
Luis.
Because he's a special little present for you, Luisito. I know. I got you, Luis. I got you. Jace, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show. We really enjoyed having you.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be watching to see what else Jace is up to. Make sure you follow him on all social media. And thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Mwah.
He's adorable, isn't he? Look at all the hair on his chest. He's taken, but boys, you can still look, right?
There might be enough to go around. Just kidding.
We're kidding, Luisito. We're kidding.
Joking.
We'll be right back.
I pictured us together. together. Now to feel your lips on my fingertips, and to say it's even better than I ever thought it could possibly be. It's perfect, it's passion, it's setting me free from all of my sadness, the tears that I cried. I had spent all of my life.
Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye, what's on my mind? So March, it's Women's History Month, right? Black History Month was February, Asian American Heritage Month is in May, Pride Month, of course, is June, and Native American Heritage Month is in November, okay? Those are just but a few of the other occasions we have to honor people and communities who have been historically overlooked, cast aside, or forgotten. These months and special days are important because they provide a structure to celebrate achievement and advance conversations about equity, equality, and human rights. And yet, understanding, honoring, and accepting our history, the good and the challenging, is a process that doesn't stop once we turn the calendar page. So here we are celebrating Women's History Month, and I love my gay boys, but guess what? I'm a girl, and I know each of you out there in TV land has a me in your life. Maybe it's your sister, okay? Maybe it's your fag hag. I know some people don't like that term. I'm old school. I'm sorry if that offended you, okay? Maybe it's your bestie. So you should care about women. This makes you a decent human being. Not to mention, on the right side of history, boys, you may have witnessed an upsurge of toxic masculinity lately. Say, for example, the entire second presidential debate, drawing attention to what has already been here under the surface, but perhaps hasn't always been as visible to you. You might have even experienced some degree of guilt or shame for being a man when some other men are acting in such vile, repugnant ways and making decisions for women without actually listening to any of us. We're all trying our best to be good people in the world, and this shit is complicated. But there are a few things that you may want to know, okay? Want to be an ally to women? Listen up then. Ally is a verb. It's something that you have to keep practicing and keep learning. But you cannot simply read a book about feminism or attend a conference and instantly call yourself an ally to all women. If you're a man, you have most likely benefited from male privilege. This doesn't mean your life hasn't been hard in other ways, don't get me wrong, but it does mean you likely have unconscious beliefs and actions as a result of just how things are and how men are treated. There are likely some things in your life that you never have to think about, that women have to consider on a daily basis. Some very kind and well-intentioned men still mess up when trying to be helpful to us, and that's okay, as long as you listen to women when they tell you that they don't feel safe. Maybe they don't feel safe around other men, for example, and that was what I really wanted to talk to you about. You can help the women in your life get out of a situation that might feel helpless to them, like assault or domestic violence situations. And before I get into that, women, as in all women, okay, as a decent human being that you are, by definition, a woman includes all women, regardless of whether they are cis, trans, ethnicity, or disability, okay? Listen to the women in your life. If women tell you that they experience things that you do not experience, listen to them. You don't have to say you understand what they feel like. You don't have to feel guilty for not experiencing the same things. But you do have to realize that you have the privilege of not having to think about those things. Don't refute their experiences. Don't refute their experience with stories that you have heard. Listen to them. If you see something that isn't right, maybe intervene. Okay, if you see a situation that doesn't seem right, maybe intervene, okay? Sometimes we can witness a situation that feels uncomfortable or unsafe for a woman, but not be directly involved in the situation ourselves. This makes us a bystander to the event, okay? So you are a bystander to the event. And there are two types of bystanders, passive people and active people. To be an active bystander means to intervene in the situation to help a person who might be being harassed or might not feel safe, but to do this safely, of course, okay? And you can do this by distracting the situation, by saying something to de-escalate the situation. For example, ask one of the individuals in the situation for directions or something like that. You know, if you don't feel comfortable approaching the situation yourself, ask somebody else to approach the harasser. You could ask a bouncer or maybe a Uber driver or the police if they're around. Never put yourself in a situation where you don't feel safe. Direct approach to the harasser and call out their behavior sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. For example, you can calmly ask them what they're doing or say that you don't think that the other person looks comfortable. You can also delay. There is always a way to help, even if you do not feel safe or comfortable intervening yourself. And even after something has already happened, you can still help. But again, only intervene when it's safe to do so. You never know. You might just save your favorite woman's life. Just be aware and listen to the women around you. Well, that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls. But if we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us real strong. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand, I have to say thank you to Jace M for being in bed with me today, and one of my favorite people in the whole entire world, Mr. Alex Dicas, for also spending some time with me this morning. Me, I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina but she